Peace, peace, peace. Excuse my voice, the weather change, it's kind of hoarse, but we're going to get through it. I want to make this video because the homie Marcus from Atlanta Street Interview just released the video of the brother, what's his name, Shaman Pierce. I offered to help him. He refused. He didn't know it was me. He didn't know I was anonymous to him. It was on the spot, and he turned it down.
I do want the help, but I just don't want it right now.
Refusing the help. It's all good. It's all love. We're all on our journey. No hard feelings. Who we want to help next is this young lady. I do not know her name, but we're going to put it on the screen, of course. 20 years old, pregnant uncle. We're going to help this young lady, but that video came out. This video came out September 20th, September, October, November, a couple months ago, right? So hopefully she doesn't need any help, but if she does still need the help, I'm going to text Marcus and tell him if you see her in the streets to contact us. But, you know, we're going to continue. If you know a young lady that needs help, let me know. Somebody that watched said, why are you trying to help everybody that Marcus is interviewing? Why don't you help why don't you find homeless people yourself and help them? Let's be clear. I'm extremely busy. When we watch the videos on Atlanta Street Interviews channel, it allows me, the viewer, the opportunity to get a pre-interview of the person. I don't see a lot of women that's homeless in my community. I stopped a young man by the name of Blue. I don't live in a community where there's a high population of homeless people. I don't frequent areas where there's a high population of homeless people. Now, will I go into those areas? Yes, I will. But I'm extremely busy. I work. That's how I'm able to help people, because I'm a very hardworking man. I'm an entrepreneur. I have businesses. So it's difficult. And for me to go out in the streets and say, it's difficult. So Marcus, Atlanta Street Interviews channel gives people like me the opportunity to listen, to assess, and to kind of, do I want to help that person just off of the interview? That's all we're going off. And why does it have to be oh, you're trying to help everybody on Marcus Chat? That's what somebody left a comment. Why are you trying to help everybody that like, what? I was so offended. Like, don't help nobody on Marcus Chat. Find your own homeless people. Now we battling for homeless people? Stop it. Us as a community, we got to get out of that negative energy. We got to get out of that negative energy and start just embrace the positive. But this video tonight is to highlight this young lady, and not just this young lady, because if it takes us a week or two to find this young lady, between that time, there may be another young lady that comes across this, and we want to help her. And what does help look like? Like, you keep talking about helping these people. What am I going to do? Okay. What I was going to do for Mr. Pierce, I was going to introduce him to programs like I said, the Salvation Army program is an amazing program. You work there, they pay you, you sleep there, they get you on a road to stability. It's a shelter, and you work at the Salvation Army, where it's a great program. That's something. If you need, it's not just about giving them money. I'm learning, but what I'm learning is this. This is what I'm learning. I'm thinking that there's a large population of homeless people who do not want to be helped. And I'm perfectly fine with that. If you don't want to be helped, it's all love. But I want to find that person who do want to be helped. And that's why I want you can help. Atlanta Street Interviews, I'm in your corner. Hey, what can I offer? I'm creating a directory of shelters, some that take IDs, some that don't take IDs. We're creating that directory. We're creating alliances. I met up with the evangelist that's in my community because I caught a flat tire, and she told me that you can pull in my driveway while you wait on a tow truck and while you fix your tire. And I said, what do you do here? And she said, I help homeless people, and they stay in the back of my yard, and I got tents and heaters. And I was like, wow. Now, I was highly skeptical. When you look at that video, I'm very skeptical of her and the whole thing, because that's the nature of me as a man who is assessing. But my spirit was like, you know what? I think she means well, and she's trying, and she needs help. And I may be the guy to come in and help and clean that place up and add structure and add a little organization. And that's all. Like, instead of me looking at her and saying, oh my gosh, your yard is junky, your house is junky, you mean bad. No, I'm going to say, hey, how can I help you make this better? And that's what somebody who's not dwelling in hatred, that's the energy and the frequency that we got to vibrate on. If you see that I'm slipping on any way, you like, yo, Shakar, King Messiah, you slipping like A, B, and C, I'm going to listen and I'm going to take heed to it. Because we got knives sharpen knives, iron sharpen iron. Let's sharpen each other. But you're not helping nobody though. Like, what? We're trying. I'm 0-2 right now. I tried to help Chris. He didn't want to listen. Cool. More power to you. I tried to help Shaman Pierce. He flat out said, I don't want no help right now. Hey, all love. Listen, I'm starting to realize like, this help. And I'm not going to give up. But I mean, it was a blow when Mr. Pierce said, I don't want no help right now. I'm chilling. I was like, damn. It's like, damn, he saved me some money, but he didn't save me no money. He saved it for the next person that money going to go. All those resources is going to go to a young lady or a young man. But right now we're going to a young lady that wants to change. And you know when somebody wants to change because they show initiative. They're there and they're attentive and they listen and they say, what do you want me to, sign up for this shelter? You're going to check up on me every day and you want me to go to this interview and we're going to go and get you fresh and clean. And you want me to show up and the moment they don't show up, because people do relapse and people do, then like, oh, okay. Because being a stable, functioning man or woman in society is hard work. We sometimes discredit how much work that takes to be a stable, functioning human person in society, to have your own house, to pay all your bills. Like, that's difficult, meaning you have to be disciplined and you have to have structure and you have to get up early in the morning and do jobs that you don't want to do. You might have to flip fries and you don't want to work in no warehouse at Amazon until 6 in the morning, lifting boxes on a belt, or you don't want to do that, but you have to, and that's difficult. So I'm trying to find the ones that want to do it. We're trying to weed them out between the ones that don't want to do it, because my money and my resources will not go to somebody that don't want to do it, because I'm taking it away from somebody that do. So this young lady, hopefully we find her. When this video, Mark is going to get a text message. Hey, if you see her in the streets, let her know she has an ally that's willing to help. And of course, I will link her up with another young lady, because as a man, I think she should have a woman that will be her counterpart to role model her and so forth. It will not be me. I'll be the buffer, the person that's going to connect her to another woman. And I'm going to connect her to a young nurse. I'm going to connect her to a young doctor. I'm going to connect her to a psychiatrist. Like, trying to do something positive. The negativity still pours, but we're not going to dwell on negativity, because that's what the negative energy wants us to do. We're going to stay in the positive energy. And the positive energy is this. 20 years old, pregnant, uncle had flashlight camera and did this. We're going to focus on helping her. And the process would be, if she's not staying in a proper shelter, we're going to find her the proper shelter. Not a shelter that's just you sleep. No, there's a lot of shelters out here that when you stay there, there has to be structure where they give you a job. It's shelters out there that'll do that. They'll give you a job. And like I said, I have programs where they'll pay for daycare. I told you that was one of the programs I mentioned before. It's called Hope. They give you $400 for childcare. Then they give you $400 for rent. And all you have to do is be a student. And if you're a single mom or a single father. So we're creating a database right now with all these different programs, because it's not about money. I'm not wealthy or rich. I keep saying that. So I can't just, here's the money to just live. No. What I can do is I can set you up for a couple of days, get you into a program, and then I can check up on you and continue to check up. Hey, you good? You need? Now I need some clothes. I got a job interview. I ain't got no clothes. All right, let's go get fresh. Let's go get some business attire clothes so you can be good for that interview. I got to get freshened up. Let's go get some toiletries. I need to go get a haircut. I need to get my hair done and get my maintenance. Okay, let's go take you to get your hair, your nails, your feet. Get all that stuff done so you can be right for your job interview. And then you come back and report, I got the job. Bet. Now I need a MARTA pass. All right, here go. That's what I'm here for. I know how difficult it is. God bless me to be the man that I am today so I can bless somebody that wants to change their situation, though. So the next person up is this young lady. I don't know her name. I know her Cash App is Desania. But that's the next person up because a viewer recommended you should help her. And I listened to the story. heartstrings were being pulled. Tears was almost raw. I said, oh my gosh, if we can find her, because I'm not in the streets looking for these people. I work. I have I'm an entrepreneur. I got so many different businesses going on to where I'm not in the streets looking for homeless people. But I've always had an affection and I've always had a connection to my people. If I want to help Sharman Pierce, he turned it down, not even knowing what kind of help was going to come. I get it. He don't know what was going to come. He don't know the type of, and he just wasn't ready. And like I said, mentally, he probably just got through hitting some drugs. He could be on ice. And he's looking at Marcus like, bro, you are a check. Pay me for this interview so I can go back in my corner and just daydream. I'm trying to wrap this interview up. I don't want no help right now. I'll think about that later. Right now, I need to think about the moment. And the moment is I'm trying to go back and continue being high or get more high off the money you about to give me. So I understand it. And it's more power to you, Mr. Pierce. It's all love. All love. Like, I have no gripe. I want to help the next person. And we're going to keep on until I am successful. We are successful. You know, that's the mission. The mission is to continue trying until we're successful. So this is a recap. Is this the boyfriend? Hold on. I'm looking at this live. It's like boyfriend and pregnant. Let me see something.
So everything else, but I was working, but then I stopped quitting my job because they was only paying $9 an hour at the time. I can't live out $9 an hour.
So I mean, I just got through watching The Boyfriend, and that's the boyfriend. I'll post it up. I mean, I help both of them. We help both. That'd be dope. Both on the road, they got a baby. Come on, that's a family, a black family. Let's help them. I'm going to text Marcus. Marcus, no, I'm texting Marcus all the time. I want to help them. I pray that they take the help, man. I pray they take the help. If they already in a shelter, dope. Then all I got to do is get them a job. Bet. As far as not get them a job, I have to help them get a job. Let me correct myself. I have to help them get a job because they're going to get the job themselves by going there, showing up. And so I will help them get a job. Then it would be help them get a stable place to live if they're living in a shelter. Help after they get their job and they get their first check, their second check, help them get a stable place. And then I'll help them get into school. Then I'll help them with programs like Hope that gives them up to $800 a month. I went through the program. So, and they're young. See, I'm in my 30s. You know, I know I look like I'm in my 20s. Maybe that's what it is. I'm in my 30s. You know, I eat good. So a lot of times people look at me like I'm a young 20-year-old or something, but I'm not. I'm in my 30s. And I'm not in my early 30s. So I want to be clear that these are my young cousins, man. These are my young brothers, my young sisters. He's 22. He's 22. She's 19 or 20. They got a baby. Come on. Come on, Mark. So I'm going to holler at Atlanta. I hope, you know, we're going to find him. He might even have a number. They might have phones. He said, hey, this is okay. What's the plan? This is the plan of action. I got, you know, XYZ. These are the jobs I got lined up. You know, and you got to execute. It's not easy. Like even finding the jobs and like I might come by and say, okay, here's a MARTA pass for 30 days to get to all the interviews. So you ain't got no excuse. Get to all the interviews. When we line these jobs up, here's your MARTA pass, all the interviews. Okay, you need, you know, but we'll find out. We'll assess and see what their situation is. If they're living in a shelter, that's good. If they're completely under a bridge, then we have to understand the plan of action, okay? Whether it's going to be get them a hotel for a couple days while we find the right shelter for them because nobody got money to be paying for no hotel for months. But a couple days, we got money for that. And we get them into the proper shelter, not no raggedy shelter that's just, no. There's some really good shelters in Atlanta. And I know I keep mentioning the Salvation Army shelter, but that shelter is so dope. Trust, like, it's clean. The people there are on a schedule. And let me mention this before I leave. Do you know that the reason a lot of rehabilitation facilities and shelters, why they require you to show up for weekly sessions? Because one of the people that Marcus interviewed, he said, what happened? I thought you were staying in a halfway house. He said, yeah, man. They wanted me to show up for weekly sessions and I just was missing the sessions. And they kicked me out. Kicked them out to the streets. Because they're trying to weed out the people who really want help and the people who just trying to get off on them. That's why these rules are set in place. When that shelter kick you back out there to the streets and they say, oh, you didn't show up for the weekly meetings, you didn't come back in this shelter for curfew, you back to the streets you go. Because we don't got time to be playing with this shit. Like, it's too many people out here that really want to change their life. It's too many, and I want to focus on them. Now, the ones who don't, more power to you. It's all love. It's nothing wrong with it. If you want to live under a bridge, or hey, I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not judging you. That's fine. If you want to live under a bridge, if you want to live in the trash I don't judge you. That's your life. We all are in control of our own lives, and I'll be selfish to try to control your life. So I feel like, hey, I feel like you cool. Like, you okay in my book? I can't do it, but if you can, if you like it, I love it. Now, if you got a mental health issue, I have empathy for that. I have compassion for that. I work at a mental health hospital, so I understand what you're going through, and you need a certain type of treatment. So I understand that. It's not to the streets you go. You need a right mental facility, which there are very few of them. I can't name one right now. I'm sorry. Part of my future plans, we will create one. We will open up our own mental health hospitals. We will, because it's needed. So before we end this video, Atlanta Street Interviews, we got a couple. If they still a couple, hopefully they still together. They got the baby. We're going to help them next. And what does help look like? We're going to put them in the right position to win. And all they got to do is show initiative, and they gotta take the discipline. They gotta take the discipline. They cannot take the discipline. More power to you. It's all love. With that being said, thank y'all for like the video, share the video, let it get in the algorithm. Why not? Sharman Pierce, he turned down the help, so I'm 0-2. No help for Chris, no help for Sharman Pierce. I'm like, I still got Blue. That's who he lives in my community, and I personally approached Blue, and we're still on that 30 to 45 day journey to turn Blue life around. So we're working it out. We're working it out. We're going to, we're working it out, and we will be updating on Blue. He's about 30, I think he say 38. Normally, be honest with you, I like to stay 25 and under right now because my heart just for the youth. But with Blue, I see him in our community for so long, and I say, you know what? Like, my heart still goes to the elders too. I just was going to reserve the resources for the youngins. But Blue is an older guy, and I'm going to still help him because I help old and young. I help old and young. So we got Blue, and then we got these two, and then I'm gonna fall back because then my resources will be really spread thin. But so we got Blue, and we got this couple that we're going to help. And when I see couples homeless, I'm like, y'all really need some guidance because it should never be two of y'all and y'all homeless. Somebody, like the leadership as a man, I'm going to talk to that young man. That leadership is everything. That leadership. Oh, I had a job. He said, I just heard him say some shit. I had a job at $9 an hour and I ain't want it because it wasn't enough. So what the? You had a job paying $9 an hour and you quit. Did you quit and go to a better paying job? Because if not, you better sit your ass at that $9 an hour job. Because now you homeless out here with your family, and that's unacceptable as a man. So listen, I ain't going to be long-winded. I'm probably already long-winded, but we out. Love y'all. The people who really genuinely, you know what I'm saying, is like tuning in and that's supporting and that got positive comments. Salute. The people who got negative comments, I know you just, no comment. With that being said, love, peace, happiness, put some hair grease in your head, and we out.